Pope Francis passes away on Easter Monday, a historic moment for the Catholic Church. Imagine hearing the unexpected news. The beloved Pope Francis, the first from Latin America, has passed away at the age of 88 on Easter Monday. His death marks a historic moment for the Catholic Church and millions around the world. Here's everything you should know about this significant event, from the final moments of the pontiff's life to the global wave of mourning that follows. It all happened early in the morning. At 9:47 a.m., Cardinal Kevin Farrell, the Irish-born Vatican Camerlengo, announced the passing from the Vatican Santa Marta residence, where Pope Francis had been recovering less than a month after battling double pneumonia. At 7:35 this morning, the Bishop of Rome, Francis, returned to the home of the Father, Farrell shared, highlighting a life devoted entirely to faith and service. Just a day before, on Easter Sunday, Pope Francis made his touching farewell to the public. Though he had entrusted the Easter Mass to another cardinal, he still appeared to bless the crowd from St. Peter's Basilica's loggia. His words, "Brothers and sisters, Happy Easter," echoed through the square where he once stood for the world to see and hear. Even more, he surprised the faithful with a lively ride in his Popemobile, drawing cheers and applause, a symbol of his humility and connection. His final days were marked by concern for his health. Suffering from chronic lung disease, he was hospitalized for 38 days in Rome, the longest stay of his papacy, sparking fears among followers that his illness could turn fatal or lead to another resignation. Yet, when he returned to the Vatican on March 23, it offered a sense of relief and hope. The world responded swiftly to his passing. Leaders across the spectrum from different faiths and nations paid their respects, lauding him as a champion for the marginalized, a voice for migrants, LGBTQ+ communities, and the environment. Antonio Costa, European Council President, praised him for tackling global issues like climate change and migration, while Germany's Olaf Scholz called him a warm-hearted person who stood for reconciliation. Religious figures from the Church of England to the Chief Rabbi of Rome also acknowledged his efforts to foster interfaith dialogue. Now, the Church begins its solemn process. The bishops and cardinals will follow traditions, confirming his passing, placing his remains in St. Peter's Basilica for public view, and holding a funeral in Massachusetts. The dates are yet to be announced, but burial must happen within a week. Following this, 9 days of mourning, known as the Novendiali, will lead into the conclave, an intense secret ballot where cardinals gather to select the next pope. Smoke signals will reveal their decision: black smoke for no new pope, white smoke once a new leader is chosen. Reflecting on his legacy, people see Pope Francis as a humanitarian who fought for justice and compassion. But critics point out his unclear stance on Russia's invasion of Ukraine and his reluctance to implement major reforms in the Church, especially concerning clergy abuse and women's ordination. While praised for his efforts in dialogue and peace, some argue that his reluctance to overhaul certain traditions leaves a complicated legacy. As the world mourns and prepares for the next chapter, Pope Francis's life reminds us of a leader who was both a symbol of hope and a subject of debate, shaping the future of one of the world's oldest spiritual institutions.